Greetings and salutations, people of the internet. Today, we are going to embark upon the journey of building a wonderful single cutaway guitar for my girlfriend's father. And we're going to be using a kit. But, while we have everything here, I'm just going to pull up our plans and we're going to talk about what we are going to do. Alright, just like in most things in life, it is always good to have a plan. And what we have here is just a basic idea of what we're going to be doing. If you see the little lines here on the binding, that indicates that we're going to be taking off the binding and chamfering the edges of where that binding once was. And it's going to be beautiful. You can also see on here, we're going to be using black hardware. We're going to be doing some red stain, which wasn't correctly noted on the sheet. But we're going to also be doing some inlay using our new friend, the Mini Dremel. We're going to be stuffing that with mica powder. Unfortunately, the glow powder that I got for the red color looks really pink. So we may not end up doing that exactly, but we also have wonderful colors to work with here on this. Now, the musician that's going to be playing this instrument is a well-respected and seasoned musician here in local music scene in Vermont. So he wanted some special accoutrements, as you can see, like right here, where it says O-N-E, and that is supposed to stand for Old North End. So if you're not familiar with the Old North End, it's kind of a cultural and, well, I would just say the shithole of Burlington, but it has a lot of special meaning to people like Jim and myself, because that's where we got our music stuff started. And, well, without any further ado, enough about the backstory of this bad chicken. We are going to unbox this guitar kit, and we are going to inspect it for things that need to be addressed immediately. And if experiences, well, taught me anything about this one seller of this kit guitar, is that they are really bad at doing this paper top, kind of like veneer. And it is real wood, but it's paper thin. But the one that I built for my son, I had to actually shave off all the veneer using a Shinto saw and Nerd Rage. So, well, without any further ado, let's take the plans off the table and let's get started. But actually, one thing first, because we have plans, what we do is, before we start committing to other people's instruments, we start doing tests to make sure that we can actually accomplish what we're telling the musician that we're going to do to their instrument. Now, this is the type of finish we're going to do. You can see here that the grain is raised, and we have this beautiful lacquer finish on here. That's exactly the way we're going to try to finish this guitar. So there's going to be fire. There's going to be plenty of terrible oil-based stain. Good old barnyard red. It actually works really well, which is a scary thing. And we're going to try to mimic this same exact finish that we started here on this test plank. Now, there was another side to this that was done similarly, but I did a shitty job, and I used spray-on clear coat. So I wasn't very enthusiastic about how it came out. And, I mean, it feels nice, but I've refined my method, as you can see here. This is beautiful, right? Like, this is what makes my dick hard, okay? This is what we're going to do. So without any further ado, let's get this goddamn thing open. Now, the reason why I actually like this guitar is because it comes together quite easily, and it's unfinished enough where I can play around, and it's finished enough so that I don't have to route any funny holes. Because as much as I like drilling holes into things, I do not have the equipment do it properly.
That's what she said.
So after taking the box apart that it was shipped in, we have many other boxes. Like here's our accessory box. We're not going to touch that yet. We're just going to put you away, mister. As the neck is going to be one of the things that we're going to probably end up starting with today. And what I'm hoping for is we get similar quality to what my son's guitar had. Now you see here, this is a nice neck. And according to our plans, wherever the fuck they went, we are going to be carving a horny headstock. And we also have to inlay this, which should be fun. And I'm going to say that this routing they did on the headstock is quite a bit different than the last build I put together. Yeah, they really went deep on this. Because the routing on my son's guitar stops about right here. And there's no nut installed. Son of a bitch. Seems like they might have switched up shit on me. So let's check our accessories box real quick. Well, there's a lot of shit in here. And I really don't feel like going through all of it right now. But this is actually good because when I do the Sujibon on this, I'm not going to have to worry about protecting anything but the binding. God damn, that is some beautiful wood patterning right here. Say what you will about these guitar kits, but when you're seeing grain patterns like this is nice. This is really nice. And I hope Jim's going to enjoy it, because I certainly will. So, the neck seems fine, and the frets are in order, which kind of surprises me. But hey, your mileage may vary. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The body. The body is the most important thing. No, actually the neck is. That's where the player really lives. So let's open this up. And son of a bitch, we have a perfect top here. Needs a little bit of love, and certainly they have fucked a couple of things up. But the good news is, for our purposes, this is good enough. And what we're going to do is, well, we're going to do a lot of shit. And I mean a lot of shit. We're going to probably end up sanding this down a little bit, because it feels like they do have some type of sealer or something on here. Now this wood is beautiful. They call this African mahogany. Its real name is Okume. So here we are. Our accessories. And we're actually not going to be using most of this shit. We're going to be replacing most of this with aftermarket parts. There's not really a whole lot wrong with these parts. Right? Like these are okay. But what they are not is good. And because our player is going to be spending a lot of time with this thing, hopefully, and because I'm trying to impress him because, well, I'm having relations with his daughter, we got to make the best possible guitar we can, and we got to do it right. So let's see. Do we have a nut? No nut. We got lots of shit sticking to the pickups. Gotta love magnets. And we got these shitty knobs, which we're not going to use. I just think that they look plain. They actually look pretty good for what they are. But I have refined tastes. Unlike some of you motherfuckers that comment on the comment section of these websites. So we got tuning machines we're not going to use. We got better ones that are locking. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like we got some control hardware. Donde the fucking Estes his testicles? Holy fuck, I'm gonna get triggered. So, it would appear that there are no quality controls with this Amazon seller, but that's okay. Listen, we rise above all that. We get good. We do better. So, to the punch list, we must add a nut, which I may not be able to do. So, what do we have here? We have a body. We have a neck without a nut, with a super, super long motherfucker carved into here. This is why I need to hire somebody to do my camera work. It's hard to do both these things at the same time. So, yeah. I guess what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of things to stay on plan. Because we got a lot of work ahead of us. So where do we start? Well, according to our plans, right here, we have to cut out the headstock a little bit. So, with our best Kugelschreiber, wherever the fuck it went, we are going to do a little bit of drawing. Because, as guitar builders, we should spend time drawing. And so here we go. We're going to look at this. What were we trying to do? Well, we were trying to put a deep radius. So, let's see. Sometimes when you're an artist, you use real world objects to mimic what you're trying to do. So first off, let's make a little... Oh. And the pencil lead broke. Not all things in China are created equally. So we have a little bit of a radius cut in here. I think that's a little too deep. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to find a happier medium. And it's not all that happy either. So we're going to try to meet the corners here. And we'll just erase this shit so we don't get confused. But sometimes that's what happens. You get ADHD, get all freaky deaky, and god damn, this shit doesn't want to erase. And it's going to leave behind some bullshit, which will more than likely be taken out when we sand, or I'm going to be an unhappy camper. So, that kind of looks like devil horns. Please excuse this mess. Let's actually see if we can get a little bit of something to clean that off. It's like in the cooking industry, or restaurant, food services, whatever you want to call it. Clean as you go. Seriously. Like seriously. So there we go. It's a little bit cleaner. So then that begs the question, how do we carve this into there without looking like a jackass? Truth is, we'll get there. And this is probably a good point to end the first video of many because we need to do a little bit of planning. Because we need a plan. And I think that those plans involve fire. So, this is the end of video 1. Thank you for watching.